Hello, my name is Sergis Vasiliadis and I am an undergraduate student at the University of Macedonia at the Department of Applied Informatics. And in collaboration with my colleague Ioannis Manolas, we constructed this device for our senior thesis. This particular device is referring to a Smart Entryphone doorbell. And what about his equipment? We use an Arduino Uno device which is connected with the fingerprint, and a Raspberry Pi 3 model, which the rest of this function will be described later. So, as you can imagine, this is the back view of our device. As you can notice here, we have done the proper connections to work properly the system. And as you can notice here, we have the camera here right over there, the Arduino Uno, the fingerprint, the electric lock, and last but not least, the Raspberry Pi 3. And now let's talk separately about our equipment we use in our device. So, as you can see here, we have the connection between the Arduino Uno with the fingerprint, and this cable right there is the main power source supply, which is connected with an outlet. So, right there is the electrical lock, which is connected with a charger and a transistor at the Arduino. The Arduino is connected with the fingerprint, which it gives the right information and with the right code to give access to an authorized member of a house. And now it's time to talk about the Raspberry Pi 3, which is the heart of our system. As you can see here, we have included the fan, which is very important to not overheat the system. Right there is the power supplies, which is connected with the outlet, as you can imagine, and this cable is connected with our camera, which is 2 megapixel, and any shots or images the camera take, it will transfer this information at the Raspberry Pi. And now let's enter the Entryphone application. As you can see there's the first menu. If you hit the button, we can see 3 other buttons. The second button is live streaming. So if we press that button, we can see that we actually can see through the camera and see and notice who is ringing our bell out of our house. Now, when we press the second button, the Dropbox button actually, you can see that we go at the Dropbox site and actually observe that there have been uploaded some pictures which the camera have taken when the visitor hit the ring bell. And if we press the home button, we go actually in the first menu. It's high time we talked about the devices of the device of smartphone. Actually, we will start with the Arduino Uno. As you can see here, we have the first part of the code, which is enroll. And enroll actually records and saves our fingerprint details, our finger details and informations. And it can also save not only one but many fingerprint details and informations. Now the second part is fingerprint. So when we put our finger in front of the fingerprint device, the system will recognize our fingerprint if we have enrolled it in the system, so it will give us access to the house. Let's take a closer look about its functionality. So we actually will go in now. We see that the program runs perfectly. We will put our finger in the fingerprint device and it works perfectly. The lock is actually going inside, but we have actually a functionality problem here, as the charger is a lower volt that we actually require, and this is the main reason why the lock doesn't give us access automatically. So as you can see here, we have recorded the proper results. And now let's talk about the Raspberry Pi device. So we are going to make the connection via PuTTY. We are connected with the Raspberry to the Raspberry. We enter our username, our code. We will actually examine all the parts of the code separately, and we are actually going to start with the main part of the code. So, with the first look, we can actually notice the libraries we use to develop this project. We actually state the GPIO, which is the number 18. And after that, we make a setup when the system actually recognizes that we have pushed the button. So actually the code starts to run. We got just a normal print, which is actually for have information purposes. We have a while loop there, which is actually always true, because when we push the button, it run all over again from start. The if finds if the bottom was pressed, recognize if the bottom was pressed. We actually have a command which actually delete the file photos. Actually, the other command is that we enter another file which is also called photos, so we save the new image there. We have a now variable which is actually is related with the date and to the time the photo was taken. We actually execute the command, the variable command. We have the bash IoT there, the file, and we also put the variable now. We actually we pause the live stream so the system takes the photo, and after that the device also continues to make the live stream, and we make actually a reboot so we know that the live stream is working properly. We actually have a code SMS PI, which is we actually receive a message to our private phones and this code was executed by Python, with Python. After that, we save this picture to Dropbox, which is actually inform the user that we are going to save this picture in Dropbox. So the command after that, Dropbox command, we save that image in the Dropbox account. This is the main reason why actually we delete the previous photos, so we are able to save the latest one. So to continue, we send an email to the user's account, So they are known that someone is at the door, someone is ringing the door. They send them actually a photo which is taken from through camera, and the date and time of that action. So as you can imagine, when the done process show on, we can understand that the precision is at the end, and when we hit the button another time, all the precision will be repeated again and again and again. And now let's take a closer look to the SMS code. The SMS code actually we have developed with the help of Twilo. As you can imagine, it is an internet service which actually provides us some beneficial functions as to send and take calls free of charge. As you can see here, we have the account seed and the token for our client. This is the number of the recipient, and this is the number of the sender. And actually this is an SMS which includes some information like when someone ring the doorbell, our home doorbell, what time and what date. So now let's continue. We actually will connect now with IoT Notify. We will see the code. Here is the code we have developed with the help through internet. You can actually notice the email we have actually put to send automatically the email to a user. We actually notice the email which is where from the email comes. We actually see the command for the date and the time, and the main message, which is we will go actually to take place at the message, and this is which is and that command is what file we want to upload. And the last command, as you can imagine, we give some information for our Gmail information, so the system can automatically connect it with the email. And now, last but not least, we can see the IoT.sh operation system. We can see the code to the command line. We actually enter to the file photos. We take the node, which is the today's day. We actually execute the command to take the picture, to the camera take the picture. We actually inform the user that the photo has captured and the bell was ringing. And this is the sound how the bells is actually ringing. And now let's take a look how the whole operation system works as a whole. We insert the command Python 3 Entryphone py. We can see in the right of the screen the surface of our smartphone. We notice the program running command result actually. Button pressed. It notices that the picture has been already taken, it had been already saved. We actually hear the sound of the bell. It tells tells us what is the file of the file. It tells the email, the email, they send the SMS, they save the picture in Dropbox, and other information like date and time. The failed information is that the file photos is already exist, so it cannot be recreated once more. Last, it sends the email. So done process. We know that the procedure have been finished, and it will be waiting to hit the button once more to run the program from the beginning. This was the functionality of Entryphone. Thank you for your time.